Hello everyone, so I just got back from a screening of Barbarian. So this movie is directed by Zach Kreger, and it stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long. You can find this, of course, in your local theaters, playing right now. It just came out on Friday, so 3 days since this review is being made right now. But yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for Barbarian. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about the premise plot of this movie because I feel like this is definitely a movie that is really going to benefit your experience with it the less that you know about it. So this is about a woman, goes by the name of Tess. She rents a night in an Airbnb in Detroit. She's there for a job interview, but when she gets to the house, she starts to realize that it's not quite what it seems, and there is someone else in the house or renting the Airbnb at the same time. So things start to get a little weird from there, and that is really all that I want to say. Because again, I just feel like the less you know, the more you're going to enjoy this movie. I had only seen like little glimpses of the trailers. I heard quite a bit of buzz around it, people saying it was very, very good. It's made by the producers of It's and The Ring, and of course I really enjoyed both of those movies when it came to the horror. I just found it was very unique, very effective horror, and I was really hoping to have that translate into this film, and I do really feel like it did in a lot of ways, because this is easily one of the best, if not the best, horror movie that's come out this year. For me, it's personally my favorite that I've seen this year. It beats Scream, which came out earlier, The Black Phone, I think it tops it. I really enjoyed this and the horror that I brought into it. I found that I had a pretty good theater when it came to, again, just the viewing experience of it. People not annoyed, just people getting really into it, because this movie is very good about sucking you into the premise and keeping you guessing about what's going to happen. Every single turn of the movie takes a different direction than you think it's going to, and it just does a very good job doing that. There's a few times where I was kind of picking apart this movie and thinking that it was going to go this way, but it never did, and always kept me guessing. Do I think sometimes that maybe like this movie got a little too weird ahead of itself, things like that? Did this movie ever, could it have been better in terms of premise and whatnot? I think maybe it could have, but there's so much that I found, like little conversations that happen in the more calm, quiet parts of this movie that have really interesting dichotomies with how events transpire throughout the rest of the movie, and in ways that, I mean, a little bit of foreshadowing, but nothing spoilery. I found it was just really great social commentary that was woven into the horror and, of course, just the narratives of this overall movie. There is a lot to like about it. And again, too, when it comes down to the horror, a lot of it can be jump scary, but extremely effective in the way that it does these jump scares, where there's kind of no other way that they could have done this type of horror. It's truly frightening in a lot of ways. I want to say some of the scares might be a little predictable to some people. There's a few things that I definitely was able to pick up on just from watching so many horror movies, again, having a lot of horror movie watching under my belt, but again, in ways that I still found were exciting and extremely effective for what this movie was trying to do, storytelling wise and horror wise. Again, too, when it comes to the social commentary, there's a lot of ways that this movie I thought again was going to go down, but again, just the dichotomies that they have between these conversations and again the events that go through, very well spoken, and it had my girlfriend and I talking about it quite a bit on the drive home. I had to apologize to her for dragging her along to see this one, but very well woven, again, just messages within the narrative of this movie. It is extremely self-aware in what it's doing, and it works so well. And I also found too, for this being a horror film and again having some really good scares in it, there's one sequence in particular where this was one of like the funniest movies that I've seen this entire year too. There's just one part that has to basically do with square footage of the house that had my whole theater laughing, but especially my girlfriend and I just thinking it was one of the funniest things that we've seen the whole year in film. It was really funny, effective, and just works so well with the character that it again was portraying. And again, too, just dichotomies between characters, their pasts, what they go through in this movie. Again, too, just wove really, really well, and a bit of a slow burn, but really good payoffs for the entirety of this movie. It's extremely entertaining, and really, with everything taken together, I'm gonna have to give Barbarian an 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it. The performances are great. It has a awesome soundtrack when it truly gets into it, with just some really booming just noises. That's really, really great. Cinematography is awesome, directing's great, horror is great, great use of the house that they're in, the lighting, just everything was very, very well done. It's just something that I was very excited to watch, very excited while watching it. And I will say too that this definitely is not going to be for everyone. But again, so just taking it for what it is, it was so effective in exactly everything that it wanted to do. It's pretty damn perfect in a lot of senses for, again, just what it was trying to do. But yes, this isn't going to be for everyone. It gets weird, but it's self-aware in, again, just everything that it's trying to do, and I loved it for that. So if you've seen Barbarian, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And yeah, just leave anything down there, what horror movies you're excited for this year, what your favorite has been so far. Just leave all of that down below. Of course, if you like this review, definitely give it a thumbs up, and you can check out everything I do on this channel. I'll link some playlists up top here for convenience sake. Thank you for subscribing and turn that little ringer on so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out the description of this video and on my channel bio, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community. I'll make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No more time sinking into the silence.